did you become a VTuber? Today. Duck. Oh! Oh, I'm saying that I wouldn't tell you a secret because you tell everybody. You right, though. Ew, look at all the gross goopy goops. Whatever the frick they are.
Oh, look at him! What a chunk!
It is what you call a plastic in the shape of a long tubular stick.
You mean a straw? Oh. Help me. Help me, friend! So how quickly am I gonna die if I just walk out into the...
Don't fight me! We're not supposed to move!
Wait for me, guys! Wait for me! Wait! Well, frick, step on me. Don't impede our vacationing or blow up these islands. I will stab you.
Yeah!
Do I dare look at you? Long arm's gonna come and find his way in. I don't think I'm there, right?
Okay, I'm there! I'm there! Oh my gosh, I'm in a hole! Wait!
It always bothers me when there's no shampoo by a kitchen sink. Wait, what did I say? Did I say soup? Did I say soup instead of soap? Shampoo? What's worse? Shampoo? Please tell me I said soap this time.
I said shampoo! No!
We come! Like this? You want me to stop looking at you like this? Good spooks tonight? Ah! Are we okay? Are we safe? Does his arms reach into here? Ah! Oh my gosh. You know what I do want? I want tits. The Twitch integrated throwing system. Roses are red, violets are blue. Omae wo no shinderu. Nani? Oh, you slide on! This is my first limited character constellation. Shut up! It's been a little bit tiring. What the? I'm dead! I'm dead! I'm dead! I'm dead! Why am I not dead? Why am I not dead? Why am I not dead?
Say hello to my little friend.
What the balls? Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Has already managed to make contact with the divine.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Big traveler. Big traveler. Get down! You don't know how to do it! Hello! How's everyone doing today? Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're having a good Thursday and are excited for more Genshin or conquests because oh my gosh, I want to play it so badly. Snap, the model from Betty's stream was good, right? That model is so good and it's free. It's amazing. This is such a good model. Also, hi Victor, hi Arrow, hi Flair, hi Quentin. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Finally, oh my gosh, like it's the hardest part about me wanting to stream this and like, you know, recording my reactions is knowing that I can't do this as soon as possible. That's like the hardest part. So, but what I did do, oh, hi Kimmy! Thanks for stopping by, you guys. How are you guys all doing? I hope you guys are all doing well. And it's okay if you're here for a little bit. Totally fine. I get it. Yeah, I am so excited, dude. I keep seeing screenshots and I'm like, man! I just finished.
Time, baby.
Oh my gosh! Victor, that's insane! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs! That's insane, thank you so much, everyone! If you got a gifted sub, thank Victor! Holy crap! That's a lot of money, thank you so much! I finished the Sumuro quest with Jet, isn't it amazing? Hi Ram! How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm just staying chill. Please be cool. Please be cool. I hope people are not overheating or getting too hot. Seriously, that's insane, Victor. Thank you. Okay. And I also saw your polling all-nighter. If you need to sleep, as I understand, your 5 gifted subs is already an insane way to support me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I got Yelan? Hey, congrats on getting Yelan! Oh, man. All right, so I actually, because I was really excited to do this, I have actually done all of my daily quests, or my daily commissions today. I'm just gonna quickly do resin, and we should be... There we go, and we should be good to hop on in. All right, just trying to find currently missing Yu-Gi-Oh decks. Oh no, I hope you're able to find them. All of them? Dude, the jet quests are so good. I loved the jet quests, and it makes me a little sad because it feels like a lot of people did not experience them. Oh, thanks for the head pats. All right, and let me do the straighten and the hydrate. Ah! Ah! Okay, and thanks for the hydrate.
Ah.
All right, so we should be good to just hop on into this quest. Oh, real quick update. My Lynette is only at level 60. I haven't had time to really do much grinding, as you can see. Like, I get the talent books, but I just haven't been able to go around the map and get a few enemies and whatnot.
Okay.
Tea is ready.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, let me adjust this real quick.
Oh yeah, baby!
Let's go.
Oh, thanks for the Prime, Kimmy! Thank you! Chibi Flays. It is Chibi Flays time. Hold on, but I do remember that I have to do something different. Is this the window I'm looking for? That is the window I'm looking for. Okay, hold on. You didn't prepare another avatar. No, I did. It just, I have to do a few things with it first. Okay, then I gotta go like this, and then, boom. Hold on, give it a sec. There we go. Let me move myself just a little bit more.
Ah, Papa.
There we go. Hopefully that'll be okay. Things might get a little wonky, but hopefully that'll be just fine. I'm able to use your emotes. You are! Do you have a hat? I do not have a hat. I do not. Okay, perfect. Everything is good. Hi, Mog. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so yeah, my Lynette is not quite there, but you know, it is what it is. We get the Traveler out for every Archon quest.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Traveler is also not quite there. Just haven't had the time. But let's hop into the Archon quest because I've done everything. Just as a quick reminder, when I am watching the cutscenes, I will be reading chat. I love seeing your guys' messages. So I will be seeing chat. But I may not respond to it right away, okay? Would love it if Wave Waters had Farina's hat. I feel like Wave Waters has a very different personality than Farina, though. Using Traveler, Lynette, Kuki, and Diona. That sounds like a good team, man. Oh, also... Oh! Offer
Oh
to the
yeah,
fountain.
baby!
Oh, dang, okay. Also, dang! Thank you so much for another gifted sub, Victor. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Enjoy your gifted sub. Oh, yeah, I know the Easter egg. So supposedly, I saw people talking. If we go in here, and if we... Wrong setting. Let's crank up the volume, and then... Music. Is it dialogue or sound effect volume that I gotta lower? I mean, we'll keep it up for both. Why not? Supposedly, you can hear someone crying underneath this fountain. It doesn't work yet. It's after the second quest. Oh, okay. Good to know. Do. So the afters. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hopefully, this doesn't put me too far back. It still kept the investigation book that you get from it, so hopefully it won't be too far back. The crying one. Yeah. But we'll get to that later, hopefully. Hi! Everyone is just here! Okay, sure.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Hi! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, finally! Finally! I've been wanting to meet her for so long.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Gosh, she's so pretty.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
Oh my gosh! It really is a mob boss!
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well,
Oh yeah,
I am the
baby!
second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
Oh, wait, second generation president? Oh, that's interesting. Also, thanks again for another gifted sub, Victor! That's insane! Thank you so much! That's incredibly generous of you. Fontaine just Western Europe instead of France? It's both, but mostly France. Yeah, it seems to have mostly French inspirations. Okay. Everyone's gotta have the emotes. Your generosity is insane. Thank you so much. Okay, wait, let me scroll back up since we're talking to chat. Biggest cliffhanger for the week was... What was the spoiler you talked about? Oh! Hopefully we'll get to it. Here's the fun fact about that spoiler that I saw. Here's the fun thing, chat. The longer the quest goes long and the longer I don't acknowledge it, that means I saw that spoiler less than 12 hours after the update saw. And the longer the quest goes on, the more spoilery it was. Isn't that fun? I'll be honest, half tempted to send you a tweet warning you how heavy this quest gets. I've heard, don't worry, but I appreciate the warning, thank you. All right, back into here.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Lyney an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Lyney without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
I'm being called out right now, too.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro-Archon.
I can't blame her.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Well, when you put it like that...
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
Not always.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. Something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment. I mean, both are valid. I think I do resonate with this answer more. The most important thing that should come from a trial is the truth.
Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You pass with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Paimon. Seems you've already agreed. I think you've missed the point.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
No notes.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lyney's tricks. Thanks!
Sure. She's still there. Yes. Okay. Gonna talk to chat real quick. Did you get more spoilers? A little, yes. But I wouldn't say they're as drastic as the one that I saw before. Trials Entertainment, good thing we don't do that, IRL. At least most of the time we don't, but... I see Hydro Archon kind of like a spoiled fischl. I understand where people are coming from that because they're both very grand and over the top. But I don't really see fischl in the Hydro Archon, if I'm perfectly honest, because they're both grand for different reasons. Is the Hydro Archon the one that looks like a Tumblr sexy man? No, actually, that is not the Hydro Archon. The Hydro Archon is a woman. Can I talk to you? Oh, I can!
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular in Poisson.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
You need not worry about such things, demoiselle. That falls under my duties.
Oh, right.
All right. Well, I'm glad I got to meet you. Literally, when I started the stream, I was like, man, I really hope I get to meet Navia, excuse me. I hope I get to meet Navia soon. And literally, like, within the first 20 minutes, it's like, hello, I am Navia. Okay, there's Lyney and Lynette. I think she's just depressed, trying to put on an act to make people like her, because she knows he's not the first Hydro Archon. Yeah, I think it feels like, and obviously maybe the more it goes on, the more my opinion will change, but it feels, oh, so that's how this works. It feels different to me. Because fischl uses that persona as an escapism kind of technique, whereas the Hydro Archon seems to use it as a way to gain favor. And so for me, it feels different enough that I can't really make the comparison. Okay, you.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, all right?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Perfect, I can open up the investigation report while we're talking. Ah, yes, this is actually just like Phoenix Wright and Danganronpa. Amazing.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
Okay.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lyney's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lyney's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank or something like that.
I wouldn't say jumping on the water tank. That's an interesting thought process.
And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope.
No.
Sending the water tank crashing down.
I don't think so.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
Also, if she cut the rope, if she was on top of the tank, she would have fallen with the tank. Or at least, like, somewhere fallen. That would be an insane move.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Perfect. I'm glad that this is evidence, because I was thinking about this. Oh, the Hydra Archon was one I was thinking of. Pale, lanky, eccentric, dressed as a fancy clothes. Oh, okay, then if it's the person I think you of, she has like a top hat? Yes, that is the Hydra Archon. I probably should investigate the stage, to be honest. Wait until you get to the real Danganronpa part. I am so excited. Guys, I don't think you know. Well, I'm not sure how much you know, but I love doing stuff like this. I've mentioned before I'm a Danganronpa fan, and I keep talking about Phoenix Wright. Like, I am a fan of these types of games, so it's fun to actually play it. We don't actually know, I believe we don't officially know what Nivea's element and weapon is. Or, actually, we might. No, we know it's Geo. Is there a cutscene where we see her with a claymore? As you can tell, I've tried to avoid a lot of spoilers. Is there a cutscene where we see her with a claymore? Okay, magic box. Looks like an ordinary box, but Lyney somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? So we've just checked out that place. Okay. Yep. Okay. Good to know. I can't overhear these guys. I know there's like Lyney and Lynette are talking up there, but I want to get other evidence first. So a lot of it is just on stage. Was there another piece of evidence that I was missing down here? A lot of it's on stage. Okay. Up on the stage we go. Water tank.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Either Lyney didn't realize this was a safety concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I'm just looking at where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Seems to be flammable, like a type of flash cotton.
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait! Paimon should write all this down! Let's take notes!
Special rope. This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when fireworks being launched. Investigation showed that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material, so this wasn't an accident. It was in one of the trailers. Oh, you're right! I totally forgot that. Oh. You're right. Yeah, Phoenix right. Do you mean dragon? I understand. Wait, what is that a reference to? Oh, wait, are you saying that... I don't know what it's a reference to. White lines. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cowell weren't inside the box a moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. His Japanese name. Oh.
Go ahead, have a look around. In the end, we're both after the truth.
Ryuchi. Naruhodo. Oh. Oh, Phoenix right in their puns. Oh, the damaged magic box. Broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Eh. I was hoping that I could see walkways up there, but that's fine. Maurice.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is? We're Lyney and Lynette's attorneys.
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey.
Halsey.
She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Okay, missing lady. She's famous painter, came to watch the magic show. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Lyney's magic troupe. Isn't known? Okay, there was another investigation point over here. I can't believe they confirmed killed somebody on screen. It is pretty awesome, especially because, like, in the background they have... Well, actually, there was another instance of confirmed killed on screen, but not in an Archon quest. In world quests, there's definitely been moments where people have died on screen. In fact, there's a world quest where you do kill people. So yeah. Okay. Oh! Quentin, you made it into the game. Congratulations.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Was there?
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Lyney and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lyney used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time.
Okay, I had a feeling that it was not random. So that is interesting.
I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Lyney knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Okay, but I assume other staff would know too. I'm sure that information would be available to other people.
That much checks out. Lyney reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lyney.
Thanks, sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Lyney's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Write down any evidence! Anything! Anything and everything! This device was used during Lyney's magic performance to choose a lucky number. The guards found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. Clearly, someone has tampered with it. Maybe it's because I miss those world quests, because most of them are kind of, like, out of the way or not so clearly defined. That's fair, but I still... It's one of those things where I feel like the world quests never get a lot of focus on in these games, and there's actually some really good ones. The quest in particular I was talking about is in the Jet quest line. I don't want to give too much spoilers on that, though. Did I see another investigation thing? I don't think so. All right. Hi, guys.
Lyney's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Okay, so that's that. Can't believe I forgot about that quest. Camera work? Basically like an Archon quest, which there was in that world quest. We legitimately killed so many people. Yep! Yep! Alright.
Lyney's still talking to the guards.
Nope.
I think someone...
Still gotta investigate then. Fine by me. You guys don't have anything to say? I feel like I am missing a lot of information. Okay. It's been 3 or 4 months since I've done that, so I completely forgot. That's fair. For me, that quest just really stood out in my mind, and I really love it. So I think I just remember it because that quest had an emotional effect on me. Okay, Chastain.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Lyney and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Lyney's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
You're a fan.
But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
But she could have left out on other exits.
All right, thank you for your help. This will be useful info.
No one left the Opera House during the magic show after the incident happened. Only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Who did they clear? Do we have a list of that?
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lyney's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Temper your expectations. Yeah, the Melusine. They're based off of, like, sea slugs, I think. Also, to answer your question, Victor, if you're the quest I talked about, I believe is the second quest of the Jet quest line. Or third. Is it a third one? It might be the third one. But yes, it's that quest line. Come on! Come with us!
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
You need not worry about such things, demoiselle. That falls under my duties.
Oh, right.
With the Oasis, yeah. Yeah, the Oasis. Man, freaking emotional. Loved all the quest with her anyway. It was so good. It was so good. Okay, here we go. Lyney and Lynette, tell me your secrets!
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
My new best friend.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Yes! Oh, yes, we're going backstage. Yay!
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
The balloons are gone.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door is the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
So I was on the right path earlier when I was like, there might be a tarp on the inside, which it was kind of right, kind of wrong, but it was something, I was picturing something to block the rest of the box. So kind of right, kind of wrong.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box.
And this passage linked the 2 boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
I figured there was like a path underneath connecting the 2 boxes. Interesting that they're using a trolley with it though, but it makes sense.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Okay. So, audience member wouldn't have seen anything. Interesting. I mean, is it really that smooth, though? Would only feel some slight movements? Is it really that smooth? Himiko, it's my magic. No, it's my magic. 2 and 2 together is 22. Insane. Then what about your side of the trick? How do you move if this trolley is for the audience member?
Right. You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
So it was a recording.
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Mezzanine space.
Oh, interesting.
That's how we were able to coordinate Lyney's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I was gonna say, because if Lyney was already on this side, then it would have had to have been like a body double on the stage. And Lynette is a perfect choice for that.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
And also maybe some razors for Lynette, but you know.
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked. Wow. Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last.
I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
Okay, I'm picturing it right now. So there's a box inside the box. The doors opened, and she went into the box and went down. She wouldn't have been able to see anything outside of the box? The back of the door is different. So I guess what I'm mostly wondering, what I'm trying to figure out right now, and maybe it'll be explained later, is if the box can be opened without it being attached to the other, the boxes up on the stage above ground. Because if it could be opened outside, then maybe while the trolley was moving, the box opened up down here and she was taken away down here. And this is more like a back alley stuff, so people could easily, like, so if there was a kidnapper, then the kidnapper could have, like, opened the box and taken her away. But that also comes with the implication that this would have been someone who would have had to have known how this performance works, which only would really be reserved for staff, probably. So those are my current thoughts. I don't know if I have an explanation for it, and all of that theory can be thrown out the window if the box down below here cannot be opened. I like to talk through this stuff, though, because it helps me think. She wore a hat to hide the ears. It's true. Oh, thanks for the hydrate!
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lyney and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Hang tight, guys. Okay, magic trick. Let me see if how they describe it is different. Lyney gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lyney himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions. Onstage magic box structure. The magic box onstage has an additional layer to its rear, in which Lynette, in Lyney's clothes, remained hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trip to lead people to believe Lyney had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. Okay, audience side magic box structure. The magic box at the center of the audience stands has 2 layers, and beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. This was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. Okay. Control board? Where's the control board? Am I missing something? Is this the control board? I guess it is. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Okay. There was something else we could examine. The ladder? A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. So, magic box comes down here. Water.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick. No, I think Navia, excuse me, is onto something.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear?
No, it seems like the vase is broken with water inside it. I mean, maybe it was for a trick later, but maybe it got damaged when someone was trying to escape quickly.
And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
No.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
They also wouldn't put the vase near the trolley if they knew it was gonna break. Okay, the broken flower vase. There are many pieces of a broken flower vase on the side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled out. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Clothing. There is clothing.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right? Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lyney didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Wait, there's spirals! There's spirals this time! Paimon's confused! She's thinking so hard!
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Then I'll take your glasses. Young lady's clothes. Clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. I don't remember the design on it. Are those wet marks? Wet splotches? I'm working a little too hard. She's doing her best. Her little hamster brain is going at 50 miles an hour. Just running as fast as it can. Trying to be the best detective there ever was. Okay, wait. Examine tracks. Oh, the tracks. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and the tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. I imagine there's probably a lot of items down here, too.
Huh. What's this?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Lyney didn't mention this earlier. Hold on, wait. Finish the dialogue, Abby!
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
I don't think it's that! Okay, so since everyone's confused. The rope got switched! The rope got switched! This is the rope that should have been holding up the water tank. That's my current theory.
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Dropped hook rope. Rope that's fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied on one end of this rope. The use is unclear. Okay. Let's see. That was my first thought when I saw this hook. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. I'm honestly, like, I may say all these theories, but half of the theories I'm expecting to be wrong. That's the purpose of these games. Come up with theories, expect to be wrong, and when you are wrong, quickly recover and figure out the truth. Why a hook? I feel like a hook would be more sturdier. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Okay, so that's just costumes. Can I examine the costume changes? No. There's a book. Can I not look at the book? Trolley. Vent! Vent. Trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. Vent! Sus!
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Lyney and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Which kind of gives the implication that maybe our supposed kidnap should be considered a suspect instead of a possible victim. Tunnel vent. Looks like it could allow one person passage, barely, but leaving along with the missing lady seems unrealistic.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
All right. It is interesting that the clothes is near the broken water vase, though. I'm gonna make a mental note of that.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
The basement? Well, can we go to the basement? Can we go to the basement? What's in the basement? I wish Paimon's glasses would change based off her mental. That would be awesome. All right, thanks for the hydrate. And now time to stretch. Okay.
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
Okay, but can I look in the basement, please?
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Lyney and Lynette.
Yeah, almost too well.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice.
Oh.
To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
Interesting. And a little debatable, but I get where you're coming from. I will say I do love the fact that indemnitium, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, you know, is like based off of the word indemnity. I find that amazing. I love it.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
Indeed! People have good faith in the Chief Justice. So it is made by Farina. But it is interesting. It is interesting. I guess what I find is like most interesting is that it takes people's perspective, like it takes their emotions from the audience, which, you know, granted is, I think that's fine. But if the people already go into a trial with their own preconceived notions of said trial, then that's already going to influence the trial.
Ah, Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Well, then we gotta get more evidence. We barely had any.
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point! That said, are they providing food?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
At the very least, we're getting fed, though. Now's not a time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
You have a portable cooking pot?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Where are we going? Do you actually have a portable cooking pot? Wait.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Oh my gosh, she does!
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes.
Oh my gosh, this must happen regularly then. If they have to carry a portable cooking pot or cooking stove, excuse me, this must be a regular incident where she's like, "Oh, let's make something right now." Oh my gosh.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
And they have food. Do you have a mini fridge too?
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
What the? Oh. No, thank you. Must be a spina di rosula thing. Navia methodically handles the ingredients and pulls fresh macarons.
Oh, and Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling.
Oh my gosh. They're big too. They just have a bag of holding. There's no other explanation. How do they carry this stuff? You don't need to refrigerate eggs. Depending on the type of egg, yes, you don't need to refrigerate. There are some eggs, though, and how they are processed that they do need to be refrigerated, I believe.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
Silver's one of my favorite NPCs so far of Fontaine.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout.
True.
You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Oh, the little faces! The little faces on them! Wait, is that Paimon? Is that Paimon?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you. Why don't you take a break as well?
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Lyney and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The only reason why I could think them doing such a thing when everyone's watching is if they were forced to do that for whatever reason. But we'll go on the assumption now that they have no motive. So apart from the twins, we're left with the two other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel.
The thud?
Resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
You know what this does remind me of, though, now that we're talking about it, is Lyney at the very beginning, which I have thoughts, mentioned the prophecy, or not the prophecy, like, well, I guess it was a prophecy, of how the people of Fontaine will slowly turn into water until nothing is left but the Hydro Archon. It is interesting that the clothes were right by that puddle of water, which feels like it gives the implication that that is what happened to her, but that's also very strange and peculiar, and I don't know if I buy that. I guess what this is like, I'm thinking in Phoenix Wright terms where there's some outlandish thing, and it's like, but this is real life. That wouldn't happen in real life. But the problem is, this is Genshin, where magic exists. So I'm like, how does magic law work? How do magic physics laws work? People dissolving, yes. They were under duress and they are victims. That I agree with, yes. But that is that is a theory if they were forced to do something to cooperate with this. It's right now we're still navigating on the assumption that they were not and that this was someone framing them, but it is still a possibility.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person, but the only people left to consider are both technically victims. Whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
I mean, but she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked. Not unless she, like, was on the inside of it. Like, if she is actually part of the magic troupe, but posed as an audience member so that they knew the trick, but then that wouldn't really make sense with Lyney's explanation. I believe most people don't turn into water, and that the thought of which is a little outlandish for most people. I agree, but it's still one of those things where I'm like, this is Magic Land. What happens in Magic Land? But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troupe's members.
That is also true. Unless she was in disguise, but no.
Are we not thorough enough in our search?
I feel like there's still more!
From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
This is interesting. It's fine. Everyone knows how much you love eating. If you ate them, you ate them. I feel like Paimon wouldn't lie this far.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal.
No. No. I am suspicious of everything. Let us not forget. This is suspicious. Also, thanks for the hydrate. And thanks for the head pats earlier, Kimi.
Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Navia does a second round. However, discussion that follows do not yield much
Well,
progress.
that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
We definitely need to do more investigation. We don't have, like, anything.
It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Maloose, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Please do. I need information. Oh my gosh. Like how you thought Lydia you was sus. Yes! And I still do! She just wants an excuse to make more. I mean, that's valid, but that... It's off. It's off. Probability of a third person being involved. Neither Cal nor Halsey had motive, but if, after talking to Navia... I have to remember it's like Navi from Ocarina of Time. Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low, too. Then who took our macarons? Who took our macaroons?
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
My bets are on Silver. Imagine the character I like being, the one in the wrong. Oh, hey, there's still a few staff around. Can I talk to them? Oh, we can go into the basement. Can't really investigate, though. Like, we're not getting the investigation thingy. Can't say anything to you. For you?
Go ahead, have a look around.
You say the same thing.
If you do encounter Ms. Halsey, please contact the guards immediately.
Okay. You guys say anything? I mean, it doesn't look like I can actually do any investigating, but it just feels off. I thought this was something on the ground. It just feels off. There's gotta be stuff we're missing. He's the macaron thief. I hope so. It's been a fast hour. It has been. I did not realize it. It also feels... It does feel like this is a good time to take a break, to be honest, because it feels like the trial's coming up. So, I think we're gonna just take a really, really quick... we're gonna take our break. It feels appropriate to do this now. Actually, I'm in the opera house. I should probably just keep it paused so that it doesn't start automatically, because time will still be moving. So we're gonna take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. This is a good time for you guys to stretch your legs and get some water and do anything else you gotta do. I'm also gonna be running some ads, so if you need to step away for whatever reason, now is a good time to do so. So we'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. BRB! you guys had a good break. I think it's been 5 minutes. I think. I just walked a bit. But yeah! Oh boy. Is it trial time? I'm scared.
Hi!
Welcome back. Gotta work on closing. Don't worry, Fontaine. I hope it goes well. Thanks for the welcome back, Ram. And thanks for the hydrate, too. Could this be up louder? Hold on. Well, now I have no frame of reference because it's just quiet music. That's fine. It's whatever. All right. Y'all ready for trial? I'm assuming. I'm nervous, but it is time. It is time to see what happens. Hold on, let me do this, and then I gotta go over here and do this. Then we gotta switch back over, and then do this, and we should be good to go. All right. 8 to 10. Whoop. There we go. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's scary. Oh, that's scary. Participate in the trial. That is ominous. Alrighty. Are there people up there? Is that a person up there? Hold on, is that a person up there? Can I get up there? It's gonna be a little tricky. Can I get up there? Hold on. I thought I saw someone up there. Is it just a lantern? Nope.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lyney and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Oh boy. Hi.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Is she the quote-unquote prosecutor? Oh my gosh.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
There's Navia just in the corner.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lyney explain the trick?
Okay, so we're starting off with testimony. Okay. She is Edgeworth. I would say that she's more like Franziska von Karma, to be honest.
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Clearly reveals the details of the magic trick to everyone in the audience is stunned.
Thank you, Mr. Lyney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lyney is clearly lying.
That's a bold accusation.
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, firing back!
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The cut-ins are amazing! Love that. What did you hear while inside?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Oh, he didn't know.
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lyney not know about the sound? Because it was an accident.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the Oratrice's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Hold on, I just remembered.
Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
I just remembered. They're kind enough to let me look at this. Okay. Thank goodness, because I was like, man, I wish I could look at the evidence. And here it is! Okay, we have the lady's identity, magic show, entrances and exits. Magic box, on stage magic box, probability of third person, the magic trick, tunnel vent. Hold on, what do we got? We have, here's our actual evidence. A strange sound. There was an audible thud that many audience members heard. Okay, so, but Lyney did not hear the thud. So if he did not hear the thud, what could that mean? That is an implication. It'd be one thing if it's just like, oh, it's really hard to hear on the inside of the box compared to all the shouting. But maybe he was still going elsewhere. I don't know. Okay.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Oh.
The House of the Hearth?
They're Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Prove yourself in a... Was that spoiled for you? Not via our conquest. I heard people saying like, oh, there's this implication in Lyney's, like... Not implication, but there's this thing in Lyney's character stories about it. But because I don't have Lyney, I was like, well, I don't know what it... I'm not going to go looking into it because I don't have Lyney, so I wouldn't know whatever information that is. So I didn't know that it was revealed during the Archon quest. But I had heard about it.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
Oh, this is fun.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
You pulled on an all-nighter? I mean, most attorneys do that for trials, but oh man.
Hey, Lyney, why didn't you tell us this before?
Lyney and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Lyney, allow me to reestablish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lyney has to conceal his identity, this could have all been set up beforehand. But plus Child is here in Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Objection! Sorry. Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Lyney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Oh, man. Hi, Krokov! Thanks for stopping by. How are you doing? While court is adjourned, you met with Lyney and Lynette backstage at the Opera House. Let's talk.
This is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. She wanted to make a good foundation.
I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Also, I noticed the background music has, like... No, the background music is Fontaine's, like, leitmotif. Yeah, from the Fontaine trailer. It's also, you can also hear this melody in the Tevat storyline preview trailer that came out, I believe the day this game came out, for the Fontaine area. Do you like Farina? I still am undecided. I wouldn't say that I still wouldn't say that I lean one way or another. Again, I like what she brings to the table, but, yeah, still undecided.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
I mean, this does explain a few things. Being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. It does explain a few things. I love her, but that's just me. That's understandable. I'm gonna throw Paimon. I mean, here's the thing. To play devil's advocate, I can't blame her. After everything the Fatui have done. Like, sure, it's best not to judge, but... You know, hearing someone is associated with the Fatui, it does carry weight. And that does mean something. Problem is that they lied to us. I will say, here's what I will say. For me, For me, as you guys know, last stream, I was very suspicious of Lyney. Like, the whole time, something felt off. Him talking right now feels like the most truthful delivery from him so far. For me. Before, it definitely felt like, oh, this is all an act. But this right here feels like it is the truth. There's weight to this instead of the attitude he had previously with Lyney. Yeah, with Lyney. So, when he's saying this stuff and he's talking about these things, this is like this is one of the times where I actually believe him the most. Personally. I still find him suspicious, but this moment right here feels very truthful to me. He has a lot of masks, especially Rita's dialogues. There's stuff to it. Scar was part of the Fatui, and he did the travel during Motive Ties, and Senora did plentiful things. A child was just being child. Yeah, like, it does carry weight, so I can't blame Paimon for being mad. But how can we know this isn't just all another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
At this point? My dude, I have bad news for you.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Okay, this actually makes sense, because there were just moments, like, there's a moment before we had to go, like, Lyney was like, I'm gonna go get tickets. It's just, there's all these moments where he's like, oh, I'm gonna do these things in the background, and we don't see him actually do it. So this makes sense if he was like, if they've been planning this the whole time and he was just making final adjustments.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Okay, so it doesn't serve any other purpose? And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why would you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Okay, so you do believe it. Hold on, let me check something. Okay, good. This is I mean, he mentioned, if this was true, he mentioned that they had a scripted dialogue too.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, in that case, bye! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't know why you didn't just say, no, it's his defense. Because that'll go over well in court. I'm gonna go on my iPad. No worries, it is very late for you. I hope you're able to sleep well. I think they realized one would help the nation despite being Fatui. I mean, that makes sense, but I still have thoughts. But I don't know what those thoughts are. There's still this level of suspicion. But, you know, I do believe them in this moment. It feels like what they said was very truthful.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
Your German's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lyney's statement. Lyney claims he headed to the chamber containing the Oratrice core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud. Voice in the Oratrice chamber. Lyney claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oratrice core within the Opera House's underground structures. Also, they totally did the Ace Attorney thing where they're like, we have the key evidence we need, and I'm sitting here like, oh. I'm sure I'll figure it out. All right, brief adjournment ends. Trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Indeed!
Indeed!
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
Oh, this is a thing! Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. It's gonna be illustrated? Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of facts and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from people. The Oratrice will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Wow, this is fun. This is fun. I like this.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the Opera House, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed.
This story's going in an interesting direction.
So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box.
Also, objection. Prosecutor is testifying. Which I guess is how this court runs.
Afterward, Lyney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Lyney experienced and what he saw.
Okay. Lyney's action. He entered the tunnel. That makes sense. Loud sound was from Lyney and Halsey's fight, but Lyney claimed loopholes. Okay, so we have pieces of evidence. We have Lyney's statement. We have entrances and exits to the Opera House. Also, wait, I just realized, I don't think Farina's, like, part of the event explains what happened to her. What happened to Halsey? Lyney claims to have heard a mysterious voice in the oratory's structures. Closings belong to Halsey. Lady went missing out of the tunnel. Lyney must have been very confused when she saw them. Or, excuse me, when he saw them. During the switch, there was a thump. Let's see. Okay, it's all the same evidence. That makes sense. All right. Lyney knocked Halsey out using the vase and removed her clothes to prevent her from being identified. Was Lyney really in the tunnel at the time? Okay. Interesting. Cal walked in on Lyney, so the latter knocked him out with the vase, leading to the victim's death. You knocked him out with a vase! Existing evidence indicates that when Lyney returned to the tunnel, the crime was already taking place. And all Lyney saw was ... And then TQC designed magic rock activated, causing the water tank to crash down, make everything seem like an accident. Yeah, so the big parts are these. Did not witness the crime or hear the thud. Let's see. Lyney was very confused when he saw them. Was Lyney at the tunnel at the time? So far, it feels like he saw... Was there something about the water? Oratory's... Okay. Let's do this.
Lyney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Yep. Okay. Was Lyney at the tunnel at the time? He was not. Nope. Okay, that doesn't work. Hold on. Let me reread this. Prevent her from being identified. There's an audible thud. And Lyney claimed he'd heard nothing in order to cover up the truth. There we go.
According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Then Halsey was knocked out. No one left the magic, so only those who had their identities. Then he claims he heard a voice. I'm wondering if the logic here is saying, oh, he said there wasn't a sound, but if he had actually hurt her, then he would have known that people would have been able to hear it. Is that the logic they're trying to say? Nope.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
No entrances or exits. So I'm guessing, okay, maybe it's just being like, no, here's actually what happened. Okay.
Lyney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
I wish we had evidence to back up our claim, but hopefully that works.
You believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Lyney by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill?
Exactly. Thanks for the hydrate.
Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, she's supportive! Ah!
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you remember how you refuted Lyney's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim now has become my weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Your claim has now become my weapon. Choose the most reasonable something. That was some sort of instruction. Okay. Irrelevant. This stuff is irrelevant then? Okay. Oh, so only the stuff that is highlighted is relevant. She's known to have been entangled or quarrels with any of Lyney's stuff. Strange thud. No one left the opera house. Only those who had guards. What did it say? Oh, wait. Which is the evidence that Lyney wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place? If there was a thud that many audience members heard, Lyney didn't hear it, so he wasn't nearby. I'm guessing that's the logic? Wasn't in the tunnel. Famous painter. Whoa, okay, we're sliding! Hello, everybody! Don't mind me as we're sliding and figuring out this stuff! She's a note from being tangled. I mean, it's gotta be the strange sound.
That's right! Lyney wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent.
Have you guys ever seen a trial? Oh, I'm done sliding. I thought I was still sliding, but like, have you ever seen a trial with a sliding attorney? Whee!
The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic.
Whoa, okay. Have you guys ever seen a sliding attorney?
Well then, if it wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murderer was... Ooh! Select a gear icon to interface to check the corresponding case questions. Select answer and fill all the gears to verify correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. Alright, Paimon's best attorney. She's great. Okay, let's see. Guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cal in the box below. If Lyney is no longer under suspicion, the only members of the troupe who would have been able to only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Right. Lyney gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lyney himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions. The clothes belonged to Halsey. The lady who went missing were found in the tunnel. Reason for this remains unknown. Who was the only person who could have committed the crime? Select any clue to view more detail.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant.
He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yep.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Ooh, so all these are theories that I've had,
The deceased's
but
name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
how did the culprit trigger the onstage accident? This is that. Okay. So how the culprit triggered it. The original plan for the performance. What evidence is there that the selected audience member was involved in the incident? I need to think this through. I need to think this through just a little bit. Who was the only person who possibly could have committed the crime? But the big thing is that they said that she had no involvement. And there's a lot of implications that lead it to staff. Also, side tangent. Love the music that's playing in the background right now. Really nice. Are you overthinking? I always overthink. I have played enough Phoenix Wright and Danganronpa games to make me overthink everything. Cowl. Okay.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
I mean, it was a thought I had, but it...
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Yep. All right. Let's see. How can we... Envisage? Is that how it is? Envisage? Oh, it is! For some reason, I thought that was always spelled differently. Okay, how can we envisage Lyney as having been unable to interfere with the crime?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
Right. Okay. Envisions Lyney having been unable to interfere with the crime. How can I prove there was an altercation in the tunnel? Who's the prime suspect currently? Where did the missing Halsey go? Okay. Prime suspect is
The deceased's
Cowell.
name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
He's the prime suspect currently. Where did Halsey go missing? How can I prove there was an altercation in the tunnel?
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Probably the thud. Let's see. Play some Ace Attorney music, maybe you'll be able to think harder. I'm thinking as hard as I can. Okay. How can we envision Lyney as being unable to interfere with the crime?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
That, I believe, is the implication. Where did Halsey go missing? Or where did the missing Halsey go?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
So the only pieces of evidence we haven't used, and maybe I have this wrong, we haven't used the entrances or exits.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
We have...
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Right.
They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
And then the audience thud.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
This doesn't... I feel like they don't exactly explain.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
This is the one that has me stumped.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this one because I feel like this is more of a where answer. Like, it answers the where question. Incorrect. Oh, these two are incorrect. Okay. How can we envision Lyney as having been unable to interfere with the crime? Okay, so then these are the evidences. Okay. I narrowed it down.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
And then... So, how can we envision Lyney as being unable to interfere with the crime? I mean, we did...
Halsey's clothing was in...
Unless I have it backwards, maybe the dress is supposed to be with this? But for now...
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So...
I'm gonna go to sleep? No worries! Have a good sleep, Victor! Thanks for stopping by! Oh, we're doing well. And thank you for the gifted subs earlier.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So there must...
Being unable to interfere with the crime. Lyney is having been unable to interfere. Entrances and exits don't really make sense for this?
Halsey's clothing was...
Oh, no, wait.
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which...
Forgot about this. I forgot this was an evidence. Okay, this is the wrong one. Okay.
It would have been tough for both people to fit.
No?
Oh yeah, baby!
Oh my gosh, thanks for another gifted sub! One last surprise! Thanks! I hope you take care, Victor. The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lyney's magic trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Lyney was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cal to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house. So even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Unless she was disguised as someone on the list that could leave. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go? This was what I was struggling with.
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Oh. Huh. Okay, where are we going with this line of thought? Wait, okay, I need to think on this. But yeah. What's up, Arrow? Okay, so magic trick where you can make real live person disappear. Like you did with from that water tank. Lynette. Is the implication that his plan was supposed to go a different way? Do you remember the plucky squire? Yeah, I do. I will say, I will be reading chat, but I want to continue with this. When there's another good stopping spot, I will address chat. Magic escaping from the water tank. Wait, could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Objection! Ah! Objected! Hold it!
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
The water!
This was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
I knew it could be useful! Ah! I had to fail before I could use the evidence. Gosh dang it, this is Phoenix Wright! Ah! Someone play Turnabout! Wait, that's not the Turnabout music. Hold on. hold on. Also, it got delayed till 2024. That's fine. That's fine. I don't consider that bad news. There's so many games for me to play. I don't consider that bad news. Okay, wait. What is the Turnabout song? I'm gonna pull it up on my phone just to be on the safe side. Phoenix Wright. Turnabout. What's the Turnabout song sound like? Because I always play, I always think of Pursuit. And, okay, it looks like that's just what people call it. Okay. Yeah, I always call it Pursuit. Such a good song. Such a good song. Ace Attorney has some banger music for like 16-bit songs. Yeah, Pursuit. Boom!
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
Why? Why do you sound so worried? Karina, are you worried that it could be a reality? I request that we examine Cal's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
We might have struck a chord. I just call it turnabout because it always plays where it's constantly turning. Right? Yeah. It's... I can't blame you because it always happens at the part where it's like, but wait, there's more. Also, thanks for the hydrate. So I can't blame you for thinking that way. All right, back to the quest.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
And you dismissing it proves that you have no appreciation for the truth. We have to examine all corners, every little facet of a case in order to come to a truth. Or do you not care about truth anymore?
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water from the primordial sea.
Wait, are they actually talking about what the land used to be like? The primordial sea like back then, or is this something else? Game, I need this information.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
Oh my gosh.
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Okay. All right, we've entered magic physics into the courtroom. I had a feeling that would come up. Okay, sure. Why is she like this? I feel like there's a reason for it, definitely. A lot of it feels very performative. I think Verina's never seen a person turn into water, therefore thinks... I mean, that's the thing, is that it seems ridiculous, but based on the prophecy Lyney told us, which is also suspicious that it has come up again, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating thing.
You've got to be kidding. People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
Whoa.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The liquid the guards found in Cal's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water. Okay, so I don't know if I explained it well, but there is lore in Genshin where they're like way before like Archons and such, the land was all joined by one, and it was like the primordial era or something. Hold on. I'm a Google. Genshin, Sun and Moon. Before Sun and Moon. I think this is the book. There's a book that you get in the Enkanomiya quest. I think it talks about primordial stuff. Hold on. I need to read this. Yeah. Okay. So this is in the Before Sun and Moon book, which is a book that you get doing the Enkanomiya world quest. So it starts off saying it's a record of the tale of how heaven's will took shape of the earth below. O heavenly gods, these creations are your works. Grant us divine wisdom. Let us endlessly record. When the doves held branches. Is it Enkanomiya quest voiced? It is not. It's one of those world quests. Or at least, yeah, no, I don't think it is. Okay. When the doves held branches. When the eternal throne of the heavens came, the world was made anew. Then the true Lord, the primordial one, came forth and did battle against the 7 terrifying sovereigns, dragon lords of the old world. The primordial one created shining shades of itself, and the number of these shades was 4. On Fanes, or the primordial one. This is the next, like, header. Now for the text. The primordial one may have been Fanes. It had wings and a crown and was birthed from an egg, androgynous in nature. But for the world to be created, the eggshell had to be broken. However, Fanes, the primordial ones, used the eggshell to separate the universe and the microcosm of the worlds. Hold on. Okay, this is the text. So there is talk of, like, primordial one, and it eventually, I'm skimming. But something eventually happened to the primordial one and was destroyed, I believe. The primordial one must have defeated the second who came. Sunchild. Anyway, fascinating. It's fascinating. I don't know the lore off the top of my head, but this is not the first time we have heard talk of, like, primordial in Genshin. Okay, back to the quest. Who's the prime suspect currently?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
That would be Cal. What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
Oh. Okay, focus is on the water, not the tank.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
Right, okay. What is this?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
Oh.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Right, okay. What did the culprit use to control the timing? What are the other questions? What item did the culprit use to dissolve Halsey?
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
It would have been this. What is this? What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime? What did he use to control the timing?
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
The focus is on the water and not the tank.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
I'm wondering if this is implying that the hook was on the vase, and when the trolley hit a certain point, it would knock over the vase, triggering the dissolution, but the vase isn't one of those things. Did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution? The only thing I could think of... Let's see.
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
Okay, I have a few theories, but first, let me look at chat. This is literally Ace Attorney. Oh no! A game has deductive reasoning and skills! It must be copying Ace Attorney. It's not like a ton of other games do this! You know those, like, I know you're joking, so no worries, but you know, like, those people that see stuff that is even, like, remotely similar online, and it's like, it's the same thing they're copying! Like, okay, hold down. Calm down, y'all. Oh no, games are taking inspiration from each other. Whatever will we do? Look, Genshin will never be able to overcome it. When it first came out, people were being like, it's literally a Breath of the Wild clone. And look where we are now. Control the timing of the dissolution. So my thoughts are, my current hypothesis is either A, the solution was in the water tank, and when it crashed down, it hit Cal, but not only did it hit Cal, but Halsey was supposedly in there, and the dissolution was supposed to be for Halsey? But that doesn't really make sense, because it shouldn't it, if that was the case, it would have worked on Cal. The other theory is that, I think I said it, the hook was in the vase, knocked it over, pouring the water out. What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Audience side magic box structure. The box within the box. What did he use to hide the mechanism behind the crime? What did he use to control the timing of the crime?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
So I think this triggered it, and then the box itself, the box inside the box,
the inner layer of that box,
was used to hide it? Hey! Perfect.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Take that!
In the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
Dang. Not exactly how I envisioned it, but it works. Thanks for the hydrate.
Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
Oh, we just got more info.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Hello, detective, I guess, or guard.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
Oh!
What?
That's not good.
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Lyney did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lyney desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Lyney?
Oh boy.
We used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
Well, that's not good. Because I want to rebut so many things. Someone obviously tell her that. Why is she being so annoying? I mean, that's the thing is, I feel like it's one of those things with trials, especially where you kind of have to just take a side and go with it, if that makes sense. And even though Farina has her own personal agendas to it, this is technically what attorneys are supposed to do. They're supposed to, like... oh, what's the word? Like, defend their clients? I can't think of the right word, but, you know, defend their clients to the very end. Give them, like, a proper trial. So... but with this, hopefully we can figure out some loopholes. Farina is fascinating. Can I just say, Farina is fascinating. I'm excited to get to know her more. We need the testimony music? That would fit in. She's going off the edge and she's literally doing a job as prosecutor. It definitely, like, she is doing the job as prosecutor, but it definitely feels like Farina is also a little scared to acknowledge, like, possibly being wrong, if that makes sense. Because I feel like that may come up with the implication, because she really wants to please her people. She really wants to please her people, and so she just wants to, like, if she's like, oh, hey, I was wrong. It seems like the people here have, like, developed this very judgmental attitude. So I worry that it's, like, there's this weird expectation of, like, I have to do really good. Otherwise, if I do wrong, my people are going to judge me, and they're not going to like me, and they're going to say the other Archon before me was better, and, you know, nah. I personally don't find her annoying. Personally. Reminds me of Francisca von Karma. It does have Francisca vibes. If her thoughts were questioning, she was wrong. Yeah, it definitely seems like there's a different internal dialogue going on than what she's presenting. Alright, back.
Is this the end of the road?
No!
Oh no! I can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this.
Navia, if you could come with some evidence, that would be great.
Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Oh, why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move... excuse me, everyone, but I must interject!
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again?
Oh, are you creating a diversion while they set up the evidence?
And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lyney and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence.
Oh!
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
Oh!
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
As much as I wanted this to be like, oh cool, we have it out, I'm like, this feels too good to be true. But sure, let's hear what she has to say.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Lyney's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lyney was the one who caught me in the act.
I was right! Sorry, I shouldn't have been that aggressive about it.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief!
I thought I was crazy when I was like, hey, this looks like the pickpocket. Well, I shouldn't say that because all NPCs look the same. Wow. Sorry, I wasn't expecting to be right. I genuinely thought that it was like a crack theory. Oh my gosh.
Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
Oh.
I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're practiced hand at concealment, probably. A professional thief could make it work.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Now it's time to refute the Hydra Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
It's my turn. All right. Well then. see. Lily entered the tunnel. Afterwards, he used the ventilation tech. It did not participate in dissolving the woman. Cal planned to use the prepared apparatus for the magic tricks to dissolve Halsey inside the magic box. As Halsey has appeared before, completely unharmed before our eyes, Rita's conjecture no longer holds water. How would Halsey have reacted when the water from Primordial Sea suddenly began to trickle in? Let's see. Seems unlikely it was meant to be knocked. There was a thud. Guards have found it. Let's generate the exact same number. Okay, let me look at all the other ones first before I do this. She committed second-degree murder. Yeah, unfortunately. If this story does hold water. Lyney wanted to use all the credit. There's evidence a fight did indeed break out. Okay. Lyney knocked Cal out. As Halsey had appeared, Farina's conjecture holds after the fight, what did Halsey do? She got rid of her clothes. That's easy. And then design prop caused the water tank to crash, making it seem like an accident. Okay, hold on. This.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Okay, so there was a fight, which is the sound. Nope, never mind. Never mind.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm guessing this is to indicate... Oh, the dress... Oh, Halsey appeared. How would Halsey have reacted to when water from the suddenly began to trickle? Maybe she was looking for the cause of it? Dropped hook rope? Nope. Oh, was that the thud of her, like, hitting the box and being like, oh gosh, what happened?
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Oh, that makes more sense.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the Primordial Sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box.
This does... Hold on. I'm gonna pause between Paimon's stuff. But this does bring an interesting question. Who was she? Like, whose ticket did she steal from? Because Cal was going to plan to do this, but if she stole a ticket, then maybe Cal was actually targeting someone else, but it was also another female. Or something.
The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Oh.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
Okay, so it was true. Paimon didn't take those macaroons.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now right!
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Oh!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid.
Just realized we haven't figured out motive.
Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box.
Well, I guess him being part of that group is supposedly motive enough, I guess.
When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Lyney, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Oh, geez, we're actually going to see it in action. Okay. Being from a different place means water won't kill you. So, well, I think it's just specifically because Fontaine has that prophecy of how its people are going to dissolve into water. So maybe that affects it. Oh! Whoa. Oh.
As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes?
Oh, snap!
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
He turned into water.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Ooh. Nothing was found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn dissolved.
So, we're just going back now?
Oh my gosh! One murder trial after another! Holy cow! Fontaine really doesn't rest! Problem seems to have been solved for now. No, we're not needed here anymore.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't want to see anyone be falsely accused. Just wanted to be sure that we're square.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
Ah! Right. Arlecchino, yup.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
That's good. Oh, you're done? Really? That was it? That was the thing that made you done? Welcome to the world of anime and magic. There's literally magic in this. That was the thing? Okay, have a good night. Be popular, we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal came from. I got work tomorrow anyways. Okay. I'm just surprised. I didn't realize that this would be such a hard thing for some people. This is nothing for me. But yeah, good luck with work tomorrow. Hope it goes well. Didn't want my sister to remain a street rat with me forever. That's fair. You wanted a good life.
Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Gross. Villains.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement.
Oh my gosh!
All of them orphans.
Oh gosh! That's gross.
Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Oh, man. That sucks for Lynette. Well, and Lyney. That's just a... Man, that sucks! That's just a terrible situation. I can kind of see... I kind of see their perspective. That's all in the past, though. The knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
She gained permission to use the Gnosis power once she attained it. Okay. She wants to save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
How do you feel about Lyney now? I'm still sus. I know that's not what you want me to say. Listen, I do have a better opinion of him now. It's true. I do. But I haven't been completely won over. I do think better of him. But I'm still sus. Just like how Traveler here, I still can't completely trust you. That's kind of the boat I'm in, still.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you.
And I'm glad you are hopefully telling the truth.
I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
That's fair.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
Yeah. And it's not like we haven't helped Fatui people in the past. There are world quests. There's specifically a world quest in Inazuma where we did help a Fatui member start a new life. So it is possible, but... And also there's other Fatui quests where we got closer to people and learned more about them. So it's not like this opinion of like, well, you're Fatui, you're always bad. But it's still one of those degrees of caution. No. I understand you, Lyney.
Bye, Lyney.
Oh, man. Wow. Let's see. We're still in Act 1. Quick question for you guys. How much longer until the end of the act? It's been a while since we took a break because of how long the trial went. So I just want to know if this is a good time to take a break now or if I should keep pressing on. Blanche of Nor... Sir. It's really interesting that the prophecy is like actually has some ground to it, it seems. That's actually kind of fun because sometimes when you hear those prophecies, you're just like, oh, that's like a metaphor. But no, it's actually literal. I kind of like it. Kind of like it. Not very long. You could complete it soon. Soon enough to continue, or would it be good to like, is it like long enough that it warrants like a little bit of a break? Let me see. Maybe take a small break. Okay. Take a small break? Okay. Actually, you know what I can do? Let me Google. I pulled up a little bit of a walkthrough, just like a spoiler-free step-by-step. Oh, it actually looks like the first part actually ends fairly soon. You know what? Okay, here's what we'll do. The first part ends fairly soon. We will still take a break, I think, because we're playing this loosey-goosey. We'll just start the second act, I think. So we'll take a quick break right here, and then we'll come back, finish this part, and then we'll start the second act, okay? Because, oh, I would like to get this done sooner rather than later. So hopefully we can just do a little bit. We'll just do a little bit. Or at least we'll try. Okay? So we're going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. This is a good time for you guys to stretch your legs and get some water, do anything else you got to do. We'll be back in hopefully just 5 minutes. Okay? BRB! I'm back. I hope you guys had a good break. I have filled up my water. I have done the stuff. I have walked. I hope you guys had a good break. Sorry if I seem a little scattered-brained. I was just thinking about stuff on the break. I think after this stream, I might want to address a few things. I might want to make a post on Twitter. It was thoughts I have, but I couldn't articulate them. So I might want to address that later. Anyway, that's just me rambling. Whew. Let's finish this quest at the very least, shall we? I think that'll be fun. Let's finish this quest. Hopefully it's been 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure it has been. Let's head back in. Whew. Oh wait, gotta do something else. Do this. Okay, should be good. Hold on. Still fine-tuning some things. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Ooh! All right. Is it here? Hey!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well, I'm sorry, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Lyney. I wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah.
Oh!
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
I had fun, too.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Well, sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Food?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so, let's go have that meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Quest ended. But we have a meal to get! So let's go get that meal. Let's go get that food. Where are we going to get the food? I don't actually know. Am I on the right quest? I am. Okay. Hotel de Boer. Or de Board? What is it? I don't know. But we're here. De Board. Okay.
I came here several times with my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up. I hope the food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone. Albeit with only one dish per table.
Oh.
Yeah. Sure have your own way of doing things. Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
It's certainly worth celebrating. It was a pleasure working with you.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Huh? Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food. Speaking of cases, do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
I mean, true.
If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
I can't blame this case for being like have gone cold for so long, because there was if one of their like theories was people turned into water, then yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. But man.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
We wanted to ask the Hydro Archon for some information, but we haven't had much opportunity to do so.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Yeah, we've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Spina di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play, don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
Paimon's not good at it. Not the actor for Paimon, but Paimon themselves. Anytime Paimon's like, oh, we have to lie, it's Paimon, I love you, but you're not a good liar.
All right, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed.
Oh!
Then wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers all your questions.
We would definitely go to jail for that.
I can personally testify that this one works.
It does?
When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
Oh!
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
How can you overlook something like that?
All right, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
it's worth a try. Would someone with her personality really feel shame? I mean, I think so. It's worth a try.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Was this your drink?
Oh.
Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
I'd have to agree. My drink is also tasted that way too.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then.
Oh.
If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, we're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
I'm glad we got to have a meal with her. We've had 2 meals with her, technically.
Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore.
You could try walking. You could try floating a little lower. You could try walking.
Nah, that would be so normal. You know, like you.
Oi!
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
Hey, Navia, what are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Oh no, she has money problems. Seems that was pretty tough for her. That was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority. In any case, I wish you smooth sailing. I'll see you again, partner.
See ya!
Oh, and that's the start of the second act? Oh, that's exciting. That is exciting. The plaza? Oh, that's where that is? Hold on, will I be able to get to the boss fight? Out of curiosity, I need to see if I can get to the boss fight without triggering that. Okay, it looks like I have to go there specifically. Okay. Okay, I should be fine, hopefully. All right, that was actually, that felt like a good closure to where to stop, because we had our food with Navia, and I feel a little out of it actually. I feel a little out of it, so I don't know if I'll be able to pay attention to the quest if we continue. I thought I could do it, but the more it went on, the more I feel like I can't do it. So we'll just have to save that for next time. Did I get something? Oh, I did! Hey. All right, so next week, we will continue this quest, I think. I'm really excited. I really am excited. I'm loving the direction that Fontaine is going so much. It's been great. So, next week, if everything goes well, we'll continue this. Let me switch over to the end screen really quick. Woo! All right, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hold on, let me go over the activity feed really quick, just to make sure I address everything. Victor, thank you for the 5 subs, and then a gifted sub, and then another gifted sub, and then another gifted sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then Kumi, thank you for the Prime sub. I don't think I will be doing a raid today, unfortunately. I kind of just want to log off. So, thank you guys for watching today. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend. Next Wednesday, we will continue with Tears of the Kingdom. And then we'll continue this Archon quest next week. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Oh, also, before I forget, I'm doing a highlight videos of my reactions in the Fontaine Archon quest over on my YouTube channel. If you want to watch those, feel free to check them out.